The buzzing fluorescence of Houston Memorial's ICU casts long reflections on the quiet corridor. Through the glass window, Zeus pressed his muzzle flat against the frame, his amber eyes locked on the man who claimed to be a doctor. Officer Jack Morgan lay motionless on the bed, tubes snaking from his arms into beeping machines. Yet something in the stranger's scent set Zeus's instincts ablaze, an echo of gunpowder and chemicals from a crime scene. A low rumble shook his throat, the kind no ordinary hospital visit would provoke. Officer Alex Diaz rushed to Zeus's side, hand on the leash. "Easy, boy, he's just a doctor," Alex whispered. But Zeus's hackles rose. For Zeus, that odor was not comfort. It was a warning that danger still lurked. A dozen hours earlier, Houston's international terminal pulsed with life. Rolling suitcases, overhead announcements, the sharp tang of airline coffee.
The buzzing fluorescence of Houston Memorial's ICU cast long reflections on the quiet corridor. Through the glass window, Zeus pressed his muzzle flat against the frame, his amber eyes locked on the man who claimed to be a doctor. Officer Jack Morgan lay motionless on the bed, tubes snaking from his arms into beeping machines. Yet something in the stranger's scent set Zeus's instincts ablaze. An echo of gunpowder and chemicals from a crime scene. A low rumble shook his throat, the kind no ordinary hospital visit would provoke. Officer Alex Diaz rushed to Zeus's side, hand on the leash. "Easy, boy, he's just a doctor," Alex whispered, but Zeus's hackles rose. For Zeus, that odor was not comfort. It was a warning that danger still lurked. A dozen hours earlier, Houston's international terminal pulsed with life. Rolling suitcases, overhead announcements, the sharp tang of airline coffee. Jack and Zeus patrolled the lines where travelers queued for screening, the bright kiosks throwing kaleidoscopic patterns on the polished floor. Ever alert, Zeus's ears flicked at every unusual note, the hum of electric signs, the patter of hurried footsteps, and finally, a strange chemical edge to the air. He froze, head tilting, nostrils flaring. Glancing up at Jack, Zeus sent the silent signal that had saved lives before. Without hesitation, Jack followed, radio in hand as they weaved toward Checkpoint 3. The scent intensified near a cluster of men wrestling oversized luggage through the X-ray lanes. Zeus growled low, lips curling as his gaze never wavered from the group. Jack squared his shoulders and stepped in front of them. "Gentlemen, I need to inspect your bags," he said, voice calm but authoritative. The men halted, eyes darting. And one sprinted away. Jack's shout of "Stop, police!" unleashed pandemonium. A second man whipped out a gun and fired. Screams shattered the terminal's murmur. Passengers dove behind pillars. Jack dove too, a bullet grazing his shoulder but missing vital organs. He returned fire, fingers white on the radio, calling for backup. Like a bolt of lightning, Zeus sprang after the first fugitive. The dog's paws pounded the floor as he closed the gap, then leapt to knock the man down in a swirl of limbs and fur. Clamping his jaws around the suspect's arm, Zeus pinned him until Jack, wincing against the burn of his wound, handcuffed the limp form just as airport security swarmed in. Jack's breath rattled, pain blued up his arm. He glanced at his partner. Zeus's tail thumped the floor with relief, then collapsed before paramedics could bundle him onto a stretcher. Even then, that chemical tang lingered around Zeus's muzzle, a promise that trouble wasn't over. Back in the ICU, Alex paced as the man in blue scrubs adjusted Jack's IV. Zeus's hackles stiffened. Snarls cracked the air. Dr. Rebecca Lee arrived, clipboard in hand. "Why is he fixated on this doctor?" she asked, brow furrowed. Alex shrugged. "He's been here all night, but I've never seen him in this unit before." Inside, the imposter rattled Jack's drip, and the monitor's tone plummeted. Without warning, Zeus lunged, muscles coiling like springs under tension. Alex grabbed the leash, bracing himself as the dog barked, a piercing siren in sterile halls. Rebecca's eyes narrowed. "Are you sure he's legitimate?" Her voice trembled between fear and resolution. Their questions were cut short as the stranger turned and bolted for the Certus elevator. The doors hissed open, and Zeus exploded into motion. Claws clattered on tile, echoing like distant thunder, as he sprinted the length of the hallway. Alex and Rebecca rushed after, breath ragged, but Zeus was already the ghost in the machine, reaching the elevator just as the door slid shut. With a final, furious burst, he sipped through the narrowing gap, teeth bared as the man yanked a knife. In the claustrophobic metal box, Zeus struck, jaws looking onto the suspect's arm. The man howled, thrashing for purchase, but Zeus's grip never faltered. Moments later, the elevator chimed open on another floor. Alex and 2 hospital guards swarmed in, guns drawn. "Release," Alex barked. Instantly, Zeus loosened his hold, stepping back but growling as the guards cuffed the limp man. Rebecca's light caught a badge peeking from his pocket. James Weston, transport staff from another hospital. Her voice was ice. "Take him in. And test Jack's blood. Now." Zeus sat beside Alex, eyes sharp as a sentinel, convinced the fight was only beginning. Back in Jack's room, Rebecca scanned the charts and tubes. "His dosages were tampered with," she murmured, scrolling through the logs. Zeus nosed open the small fridge for temperature-sensitive meds and sat back, alert. Alex knelt, gently fishing out a taped package. Inside, unmarked vials bore a cryptic symbol, the same one stenciled on the luggage at the airport. A chill crept over them. "This isn't just drugs," Alex whispered. "It's something far worse." Rebecca nodded, voice taut. "We need the feds. This smells like bioweapon territory." Zeus pressed against Alex's leg as if to seal the agreement. They had to move, and fast. Night draped itself over Houston Memorial as the clock crept past shift change. Jack's breathing steadied, but the long hours weighed heavy. Without warning, the lights flickered once, twice, and died. A low hum rattled through the walls as backup generators failed to engage. Doors clicked unlocked. The nurse's station blinkers died. Zeus sprang up, ears pointed at the blackness. Alex drew his weapon. "What the hell?" he shouted. Rebecca's lips trembled. This shouldn't be happening. The ICU doors creaked, revealing a shadow stepping through. The cold silhouette of Police Chief Rick Harrison, badge glinting. Behind him, 2 men in tactical gear braced the hallway. "Well, isn't this cozy?" Harrison drawled. Alex's jaw clenched. "Chief Harrison, why are you here?" Harrison laughed, menace dripping from every word. "Asking the wrong question, son. Why are you poking around where you don't belong?" Zeus growled, inching forward. The dog remembered the scent of betrayal. Before Harrison could explain, he drew his gun. Chaos exploded in the dark. A shot rang out, glass shattered, and Zeus vanished into the shadows, attacking first one, then another, unheard but for fierce snarls. Alex grappled with Harrison's men, while Rebecca slammed the emergency lockdown switch, sealing the ICU. In the half-light, Zeus reappeared, jaws clamped on Harrison's arm. Alex aimed at the others. "Freeze!" The seconds stretched, then distant sirens answered, and federal agents stormed in. Harrison and his cronies hit the floor in cuffs, their plot extinguished. At least for now. As dawn tiptoed into the ICU, evidence was sifted and files flipped. The vials, the blood tests, Harrison's confession, all pieces of a sprawling smuggling ring. Jack's eyes fluttered open, landing on Zeus perched loyally at his side. "Hey, buddy, are we done?" he rasped. Zeus thumped his tail in reply. Alex's grin was tired, but triumphant. "Not even close, partner, but you can rest for now." 2 weeks later, Jack strode into a federal courtroom, Zeus at heel. Together with Rebecca and FBI agents, they laid out the bioweapon network that had spanned continents. Their evidence was airtight, their resolve unshakable. From that trial sprang a new national canine security program, training dogs to protect hospitals and airports from threats unseen. That evening, Jack and Zeus sat on the hospital rooftop, city lights below twinkling like distant promises. Jack stroked Zeus's fur and whispered, "Sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones who follow their noses." A plane took off in the distance, bound the parts unknown. Zeus stood, ears pricked, ready for whatever came next, because some dangers never sleep and some heroes never back down.